Hey, welcome to this Aggressors Ancient Rome gameplay video. If you love 4X games, then don't miss a minute of what's coming up. Well, hey, welcome. Well, I think it's time to begin another Aggressors Ancient Rome series. I've been playing this game a lot in my free time, which is to say when I'm not recording videos and trying to get my brain wrapped around it. I'm not going to swear that I've got it figured out. I don't think I know everything there is to know, but I know a lot more than I did when I did that first series, and I stumbled up on a victory on a very easy setting, and the whole time not really having a clue. And now I think I found a clue or two, and I like it. This is a game, or the type of game I've wanted since Civ DOS back in 1992. I remember thinking, if this game just stayed in ancient times, if it just stayed for 1,000, 1,500 years in ancient times, it'd be perfect rather than spanning from stone knives and bearskins to space travel. And this game is that. So the other thing I've found is that the Steam Workshop has some mods, and I'm going to play with one today. So let's go ahead and play with the Ancient Orient BC1000 mod available at the Steam Workshop. Now, I think it might have a couple of little uh-ohs. I just finished a game of it recently, and it locked up when I won. It said, hey, you win, when the game locked up. Now, other than that, I haven't noticed anything. I can live with that, and I find it interesting. So let's go ahead and do that while we get this one rolling. Please, if you're enjoying this, consider subscribing, hitting that bell notification so you always know when I upload a video. Like and share, like and share, like and share. Hey, if you've come back for this, you must like it. If you're here, if you enjoy what you see, hit that like button. It'll help the channel more than you can imagine. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Now, all right, here we go. Here's the world. Everything from the Greek Peninsula down to the Persian Gulf, Mesopotamia, Anatolia, or what is modern-day Turkey, Egypt, the Levant, okay, down into what is, I guess, Saudi Arabia now, into the Arabian Peninsula, Eastern Mediterranean and Black Sea, and I guess that's the Caspian. I hope my geography hasn't I hope my geography hasn't evaded me. Now, you have Babylonia, Syria, Lower Egypt, Syro-Hittite states, Greek city-states, Upper Egypt, Phrygia, Urartu, Elam, Tyrus, Scythians, and Israel. These are the powerful states in black, and the rest of these are more challenging. I think just for fun, now you can go through these and let's just show this. It'll tell you, population, economy, power. Well, look at this. I've never seen this before. Well, I wonder what happens if you change that. It doesn't say. I'm not real sure. Let's see what. List difficulty levels for the computer player. Difficulty level can be set differently for each IAP. I had no idea. So if we come up here, ooh, legendary, medium, hard. Really? Isn't that fascinating? See, again, I think I just said I had no idea that heroic for Upper Egypt. Hard, heroic, medium. Well, there's a game difficulty, fix aggression of AI players, but you can also change the difficulty or the AI player. I'm not sure what that means. But I think we're going to leave it alone. I played with one of them. What the heck? What I want to play with, let's just get on with this. What I want to play with is the Greek city-states. And you can see that it says the population is, I guess this is an average. Our economy is above average, power is above average, country sizes are rather small. I'm going to leave the game difficulty on medium because on hard, I think I'd rather be playing one of these. The uh, the AI will sail from across the world to attack you when they have perfectly good opponents right on top of them. So I think we're going to leave it alone um, until maybe I get better at this. Game speed, we're going to leave it realistic. Game options, the one thing I like to change here is let's not mix the invention tree. Everybody's invention tree is apparently different, and I'm going to just stick with that. And I think at that, what do you say we get this thing started? And look, we got a splash screen for the Ancient Orient mod. There's a lot of other mods there, which I have not explored in any detail. There's only so many hours in a day, but if you have the game, check it out. Okay, so the scenario begins in BC 1000 when Rome was just a small village. The Orient world was in turmoil. The land from the Nile to the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, so-called Fertile Crescent, was divided into warring nations. The once mighty Babylonia was now decline time. Okay, so, that's that's not quite right. In decline, probably, is what they meant to say. Assyria decided to conquer the entire world. Egypt was in civil war between the North's 21st dynasty and the South's Theban high priest Amun. In Israel, David became a new king and allied with the king of Tyrus Hiram, was going to conquer neighboring countries. In the north, fierce Scythian tribes roaming the edge of the civilized world. In Greece, the Dorian invasion in BC 1200 destroyed the old civilization, and Greek cities were struggling to restore order in the darkest time. What nation win in this troubled time, and who unite the entire... Okay, I get the feeling this was not... this is maybe not English as a first language. It's still a beautiful thing, not meant as a criticism, but reads a little awkward. Okay, BC 1200 Greek city-states was occupied by the Dorian invasion, and the early civilization was destroyed, and now Greek city-states is struggling to restore civilization order. Eventually they invaded city-states and democracy. Okay, now there's a lot to this game, and I'm going to take a moment here to, by the way, if you hit this key, the tilde key, you can turn off the interface, which is great fun for those of us who like screenshots. Alright, so let's take a look at a few things here. Victory conditions. Overall victory, becoming cultural, technological, and powerful superpower is not enough. The only way to become the ultimate and only leader of the ancient world is by eliminating all enemies and bringing the world under your rule. Not necessarily so. I won the last game playing the Greek city-states about the time I dominated Anatolia, like I said, present-day Turkey. So you have a technological dominance, a military superiority, and country development. At some point, all these things combine to overall victory, and you don't have to grind to a win. Now, I think in the game setup you can eliminate all these other victory conditions. I believe you can, if if what you enjoy is killing everything on the map and winning a military victory. Objectives, these are real important. When you achieve objectives, you get goodies, and we like goodies. So in this case, we need to advance into Macedonia, conquer Crete, build a temple, and a new city in Anatolia. That's kind of tough. Greek philosophy, yeah, that's going to be a technological achievement, and democracy is another technological achievement. So first thing we're going to do is advance into Macedonia because it's easy. Conquering Crete, we're going to need boats, and we don't have them yet. We have all the precursors. So once we get 25 or so knowledge and we can spend a little over 2 gold, we can begin researching boats. That would be a good thing. We start with exploration, temple, assault, trading, peltast, And cultivation, that's nice. Monarchy, we're there now. Every nation starts in a different spot. That's kind of cool. Gives you a little bit of variety when you play. What else? Monarchy is our government. State decisions. Promote imperial cult. New religion, forced labor. Now, some of these I haven't played long enough. I don't know whether I need to raise the difficulty or something to get to the point that some of these come to pass, like elections. We're not going to have elections without democracy, I guess. But I've used spy network. I've used promote imperial cult. That's expensive. You better have some gold when you do that. Never use games. Reading of omens happens a lot. It's kind of cool. You have random units get upgraded. It'll tell you what it thinks. These become available, and we will mess with them as they come to pass. The birth rate, I'm going to leave this alone. This is really one of those things that is kind of hard to figure out. And if you look over there to the right, look over here, the impact of the grant on birth rate cannot exactly be predicted in advance. Yeah. So it's an incentive distributed among the cities by using local grants. It affects how much of your stuff, gets used to increase birth rate. I think, knowing what I know about the Greeks, we're going to turn that down a little bit to moderate. I'm not worried about the rest of these things. Okay, I've spent a lot of time in here, but it's worthwhile if you've never played. And here we are. All right, well, we have a settler and a Peltast army and another Peltast army. What's interesting is that any unit can build a city. That's kind of cool. Settlers can build cities and they can build things. And I tend to use them to build things, not to build cities. We're going to send this Peltast north and then probably east to begin the conquering of Macedonia. Hit F5. This area over here is real important. These reports. So that just said I just conquered that coal mine. That got me plus 5.1 coal. And lands of standalone nation, neutral, have been captured. So the other thing it doesn't tell you now is your current production. My experience here is that everybody seems to struggle with food, no matter which faction I play with. The Greeks in this particular map struggle for wood. So be real careful cutting wood down, because your base production gets killed, but you're going to have to trade for wood. And at least, again, my experience, gold is going to be a real problem. So I think we will start here by building a dirt road in Athens. Then we'll either come down here and build, once we see what the production looks like, we'll either build some fields here, or we'll build across to the gold mine. And to get a feel for this, so you can see the area that is being utilized by the city. And if you get a tooltip that says, see, that one's good for 0.06 wood. Well, that's only 0.5 food. Well, here you get +2 food, but no wood. Okay, here I get +1 food. That's a good place to build fields, because the plains give me wood and the fields do not. They don't give me much wood, but I'll take it. And then the ocean gives me food. All right, let's click on that to get him back, and let's build that dirt road. All right, we can train this guy. Training is really important. And I think we'll go ahead and spend a little gold to get him defense. And that's all we can do. We'll hit the enter key. All right, now we need to start talking to other people. I probably should have done it already. See, they're talking to me. Will you cancel peace with Upper Egypt because of demand from Phrygia? No. Egypt's a lot scarier than Phrygia. they don't like me, they don't like me, and I want to get over there anyway. So let's go ahead and jump in here, and we're not at war with anybody. Let's see, for Lower Egypt, let's see if we can get them to give us trade routes and maybe a map exchange. They probably won't. This is the clunkiest part of the game, in my opinion. It drives me a little bit nuts going through here, but we just step through it. No, it's not like we have a lot of options. It is what it is, and we just touch base with everybody. Somebody's going to get angry. That's one thing about this that I find a little bit frustrated, is that there are a lot of wars declared. Don't make a lot of sense to me, but again, I haven't played a lot, so maybe my perception is not everything it ought to be. All right, now let's take a look at our resource production. Gold kind of sucks. We need to get a road over there to kick that up. Coal is looking good. Stones are excellent. Well, we got lots of marble, don't we? Iron is good. Food, we had a surplus last round. That's a little hard to believe, but okay. We've got a deficit of wood. Well, we're fixing to really use some wood. Now we're gaining some knowledge. We're gaining a little bit of influence, which is really cool. You can use influence to basically convince other cities to come to your side, cause unrest. The population is growing a little bit, and the happiness could be a hell of a lot better. Right now we can build a temple, which will really kick up our growth in our cities, and it'll also accomplish one of our not state decisions. Come on, objectives. We should make a temple to our 12 Olympian gods. Olympian Mountain would be a good place. Olympus Mountain. Okay. I've not done this so early before because it really hits gold hard. But what the heck? Let's go ahead and do that. See if we can get some growth going without kicking up that birth rate slider. Now, it's kind of hard to say, but you can see it tells you, well, that will connect two cities, Athens and Sparta. Athens with a 4.7 population, Sparta with a 2.1. It'll also, it's three squares in all directions, so it's basically a 7 by 7 square. That means that most of this area in Macedonia will be under its influence. Now, that gave us plus 2.7 coal, plus 2.1 iron, plus 1.2 stones, plus 0.84 gold. Yeah, thanks a lot, and a little bit of knowledge. Hopefully, it will also kick up our growth. Okay, now, you don't have to move through every one of these. And by the way, I've got this setting. Oops, wrong one. There. I've got that grid turned on because I kind of like it. You don't have to. Don't like it, turn it off. But as you surround terrain, other terrain will become part of your territory. So we're just going to go ahead and move there. You see it took this one and that one. That also works in surrounding cities and enemy units. Cutting off enemy units from their supply will cause them to starve and sometimes desert. So you got to keep that in mind as you play. These guys, I just spent an awful lot of gold. We're gonna hold off on assault until we are ready to build a little more, get a little more gold going. Let's hit the button. Hit the enter button. Lower Egypt didn't want to talk to us. Egypt or Israel didn't like us. Terrace didn't like us. Phrygia didn't like us. Syro-Hittites don't care about us. Okay, this happens a lot. It appears to me that it is often better to just let them talk to you sometimes. It's just tough. All right, we're gonna go here, there. That ought to grab up all of this. And build a route to that gold mine will cost 2 wood and 1.6 stone. Yeah, we've got a wood deficit now. That's more, and we've got a pretty serious food deficit. Oh, goodness. I suppose then we should. Oh, we should go ahead and move here, spend a little gold, and let's get another field going. I'm going to wait on training that guy. One good thing about this, especially in the early game, there's just not a lot to do. So the turns can run past pretty quick. You can see how that grabbed up all this area here. And I think if we go here, we may grab the rest of this part. I don't know, maybe not. The settler is done. Let's take a look. Wood still sucks, but I think we're doing better on our food now. And we take a look, +2, +2. We're still generating a little food and stuff up there with but the temple is doing its thing. So, what do you say we build a dirt road here? And, ooh, we got a big punch up on gold that round. Not real sure why, but I'll take it, and I will use some of it to train that unit. These military units gain experience and use resources, and training them helps them succeed and survive, so you have more experienced units. So training your guys is important. Basically, getting an elite trained army takes years. That's cool. That's what we're here for. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the enter button. And yep, it grabbed the rest of that. That's outstanding. Don't see anything going on there. He's built his thing there. Wood's still sucking. Let's see if we can get somebody to talk to us. No, it doesn't look like... Well, Israel's got a fair attitude, but we still can't trade with them. Let's go ahead and start asking for trade routes. Oh, this is so clunky. Especially when you click on the wrong thing. Trade route. And did I already do that? Nope. Trade routes. How about it, guys? You hate us, but trade routes. Just sending emissaries everywhere. And finally, Phrygia. And okay. All right, this guy looks good. We're gonna put him defensive so he won't pester us. He has built the road I want to build. Boy, that's, this wood thing is getting challenging. But that's the way it is. Let's go ahead and get the gold lined up. This guy needs to back in this direction. And we need to start thinking about how we are going to settle this part of the world. We could use this guy, but I'm reluctant to. It's a very expensive way. Well, I don't know who can build Sparta. Builds Peltast. -7, -7, -7. And the problem with building a town right now is we don't have enough wood. So we're not going to do anything with that. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. And how did I see that? If you take a look, hover there. It's kind of hard to see because my mouse cursor's in the way. That red -20 is, you need more wood than you got. You can see it up here. Yep, takes us to -3.39. We've got the gold, we've got the stone, we just don't have the wood. And that's a pain. So, let's go ahead and take the next turn. Okay, Upper Egypt doesn't want to talk to us. Lower Egypt doesn't like us. Israel is not happy. Tyrus doesn't want to talk to us. Phrygia doesn't want to talk to us. Syro-Hittite states don't want to talk to us. Okay, so then we go back to this pane and see we can hover here and look at their attitude. Israel. They go back to Israel. Beg them one more time. Come on, guys. You really want trade routes, right? Trade would be good. Those guys. Trade routes. Okay. Oh, this is so clunky. We'll just ask everybody. What the heck? What the heck? It's just this is the part of the game I do not care for. I don't. It's not the diplomatic system so much as it's such a click-intensive pain in the butt. But you know, ain't nothing perfect. All right, they've done their thing. Wood is becoming desperate. We really, you know, getting good gold, good, not so good. I think we probably need to come in here and cut that down a bit to try and see if we can let the temple do its thing and see if we can get some resources rolling. All right, this guy, I want him to go that way. And oh, it's such a tough call. Do I? That is connected by road. Very nice. When he went from here to here, it went through there. That ought to be connected. We'll burn another wood and hook up that iron. And let's go. Egypt doesn't want to talk to us. Lower Egypt doesn't like us. Israel's, yeah, they like us a lot, and they still don't want anything to do with us. They like us. Oh, Taurus. I'm offered 1 wood for something, and it suggests knowledge, food, or citizens. Well, you can look here. I got plus 2.2 gold, plus 1.5 coal, 1.8 rock, 1.8 iron. Can't afford food. Knowledge, influence is kind of sucking, and we're just barely growing. I think we must offer them 1 gold for 28 turns. Yeah, why not? Let's exchange demands. They still don't want to do that. They don't like me. I think not. I'm closer to them. Uh-oh. Okay, what does that mean? That means he's up here in a 70% supplied tile, but we're going to move to 100, so we'll take care of that. That'll be fine. And we're going to call that a turn. Excellent. Okay, that'll help us on our wood. Now, if I quit burning it up by building all these roads, we might actually be able to pull off building a city. Then we might do it by building a peltast, since that's cheap. Actually, we could build a city with him and build a peltast to replace him. Okay. Yeah, what I need you to do now is, oh goodness, it's just hard to get this food under control. Game's not easy, and this is not at a high level setting. Now, once you get rolling, I found that I can kind of roll the AI, but this is a little bit challenging, and I'm feeling can't do anything there, can't do anything there. I can go back up to these plains. I'd lose a little bit of wood, but I gain a whole lot of food, and I think we're going to have to do that. All right, and let's hit the enter key. Oh, we're fixing to get invaded. We're fixing to get invaded. Yeah, we're about to have a fight. Let's go ahead and move him here, a little central, more centrally located. And let's continue cutting across. And there, see, again, we just conquered or advanced in Macedonia. That got us plus 4.2 iron, plus 4 coal, plus 2.9 wood, not wood, stones, and plus 2.4 gold. Very nice. And I didn't have to go through the whole thing. I just had to kind of cut the rest of it off. So, at this point, this guy needs to go ahead, spend a little of that gold to get our food where we need it to be. And that finishes up. That's the turn. And here we are at 32 minutes. I think this is a good place to put a cut in it. Hey, come back next time and we'll see how this one runs. I appreciate you watching. Hey, thanks for watching. If you click on that picture of very young Waz, you'll be subscribed so you'll never miss another video. Then click on that bell notification button and please share and comment. See you again soon.